Today we're going to talk about a colleague that I know from the Mike Ferry organization. His name is Neil. And Neil was interviewed on stage with Mike Ferry about his success. And he wrote down about 7-8 points that he thought were critical towards his ability to earn over $48 million in commissions in the 26 years that he's been in the business. At that time, that was a few years ago. So he was in the business for 26 years at this time, earned over $48 million in commissions, and had taken over 2,450 listings in that span of time. So while he was on stage, Mike Ferry asked him to just share with the group some thoughts that he believes are critical key points to his ability to achieve that success. So I wrote them down and I'm going to share them with you. What I know for sure is doesn't matter if you're trying to make $4 million or $48+ million or just a few hundred grand. These critical points, what he wrote down and the things that he shared with us, I think are really important regardless of the size of your business. So make sure you pay attention and take some notes. I'm going to go through these things over the next 10-15 minutes, and I hope that you enjoy it. So again, to recap, Neil has been in the business for 26 years, over 2,450 listings taken, and over $48 million in commissions earned. So the first tip that he gave us is you have to remember that the stronger you are, the better you will be. The stronger you are, the better you will be. So we have to take inventory of ourselves and ask, what areas in my business can I be stronger? How strong am I in my sales skills? How strong am I in my lead follow-up? How strong am I in my mindset? How strong am I in handling objections? How strong am I on my schedule and staying on track? How strong am I in communicating with the members on my team? All of these different strengths are critical towards your ability to have a big movement and a lot of volume. So remember, and this is something that you might even want to write down and put in front of your desk, to remind yourself on a daily basis that the stronger you are, the better you will be. Your strength around those points, just your sales skills and your mindset, that in itself, having strong strength there or heavy strength, good strength, a lot of strength in those areas, that alone can be your biggest competitive advantage over everyone else in your market. So remind yourself and ask yourself on a daily basis, how strong are my skills? Because the stronger you are in all the skills that matter, the better off you will be. And the less you will allow the little things to get you off track and cause you to lose momentum, cause you to lose faith and get distracted. Number 2, he said, I've created accountability in all places of my life. And I remember when he was talking about this, he has accountability from the morning time when he wakes up to his accountability calls, his working out. He starts prospecting at the same exact time every single day. He prospects for the same amount of time every single day. And he has a lot of accountability that he has structured around himself to help him stay on track and do the things that he needs to do. One of the biggest challenges that we face as agents and loan officers and different people in this business is that we're independent contractors. And for the most part, we don't have a lot of accountability. And I always make the joke that, if you did have a lot of accountability from your broker or, people in your company, that might actually piss you off, right? Because we got into this business for the freedom. But you have to ask yourself, what kind of freedom are you searching for? The freedom of being able to do what you want or not do what you want, or the freedom that comes from taking 2,400 listings and making $48 million in commission? What freedom is more important to you? And creating accountability for yourself comes in a lot of different forms. You can create accountability if you have a spouse, with your kids, You can create accountability partners. You can create accountability with me, right? If you're a big block and you have a goal you want to reach and things that you want to achieve, I've always said to people, the strongest form of accountability is accountability that comes with a fear of loss, not just the opportunity of gain. What I mean by that is I would be willing to bet that if one of you that's listening said, hey, I want to be held accountable to making this many calls, this many days of the week, or whatever it may be, and you wrote a $10, $15, $20,000 check that I held, and you reported back on a weekly, monthly basis saying and showing that you did everything you said you wanted to be held accountable to, and if you didn't, I got to cash the check, I would be willing to bet that that fear of loss is strong enough to get you to do the things that you avoid doing. I want to mention what I said one more time. I believe that for a lot of people, the fear of loss is greater than the opportunity of gain. I would like to think that most of us would like to earn $48 million. That sure would be nice. But the fear of losing $15,000 would probably kick you into action and help you stay in motion a lot stronger and a lot more consistently, because we are just wired to be afraid of loss as opposed to the opportunity of gain. So ask yourself, how can you create more accountability around your life, your business, and the things that are important to helping you get to where you want to be from where you are today? So number 2, create accountability in all places of your life. Number 3, he says, what I put into my head as well as the people I hang out with is the reason that I have made $48 million. I'm going to say that one more time. What I put into my head and the people that I hang out with is the reason that I have made $48 million in my career. You've heard this many times before. Success is 80, 90% mindset, 10 to 20% what you do and how you do it. Because when you have that drive, when you have the perseverance that you're going to stay in action, stay in motion, and work towards your goals, regardless of how you feel at the moment, when your mind is tough enough to keep you in motion and not allow you to steer off in the wrong direction, that in itself, the perseverance, the mindset, the strength, the ability to continue to go because your mindset is so strong is a huge factor in any level of success that you're trying to achieve. I know that for myself. I know that for other successful people I've been around. And his second point in there is the people that he hangs out with. You know, I've said this many times. I'm a member of a couple really high-level mastermind groups, War Room and Closing Table. And when I go to these rooms and I'm hanging out with people that are younger than me, older than me, but they're still just the same as me, and oftentimes I think that I'm even better than them, but I see them earning $1 million a month or whatever it is. I see them breaking through barriers and consistently reaching their goals. And I get to pick their brains and understand how they're able to achieve this level of greatness. I'm a big believer that success ends and starts with the environment that you put yourself in. So we have to ask ourselves, is our environment conducive to helping us reach our goals? Are you putting yourself, and this is not your environment as in like, maybe it's your house, right? If you have drama at the house, you should try to fix that. And it's really not your brokerage, and it's really not your friends, but it's about how can you create an ecosystem for yourself that when you go into that group, and I really recommend it's a paid group, like a high-level mastermind, that it changes the way you look at things. It changes the way you look at challenges. It changes the way you count. You know, by being in a good mastermind group, you'll go from counting in thousands to tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands to millions and beyond. So number 3, what I put into my head as well as the people I hang out with are the reason that I have made $48 million in my career. So number 4 on Neil's list is I always focus on profitability. I always focus on profitability. You know, it's nice to have a big top dollar, but it's the bottom dollar that you get to live off of. So everything that's above the net dollar. So if you understand a P&L, right? Everything above your net dollar, that's the challenge. And we need to wage war on a yearly basis, monthly basis, weekly, daily basis to try to shrink the line items above the net. And every single time that you look at that P&L and you have that red pen and you ask yourself, look, is this something that I can save money on, do differently? Is this necessary? Is it unnecessary? So remember that we always have to focus on profitability. Number 5, Neil says, the little things are everything towards my success. The early morning schedule starts the night before. So he wakes up at the same time. He eats the same exact breakfast. He shows up to the office at the exact same time. He starts his prospecting at the exact same time. And again, the little things are everything. Another way to look at this is as you start to do these things, you start to create a habit. And you're more likely to do tomorrow what you've done today and for the past several days. And you're way less likely to do tomorrow what you haven't done for the past several days. For example, if I haven't gone to the gym just need to plug in here. If I haven't gone to the gym in the past 2 months, what are the chances that I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow? Very unlikely. But if I've gone to the gym every day for the past 2 months, or most of the days for the past 2 months, what are the chances that I'd be likely to go tomorrow, right? So you have to ask yourself, what kind of habits do I need to create so that I can put myself in a situation where I'm moving towards my goals and doing what I'm supposed to do on a daily basis becomes easier because I've created a habit and created a pattern around doing those things. Number 6, versatility of personality style selling. We talked about this on our last Thursday class, which is understanding the different personality styles. There's 4 personality styles, and they all like to be communicated with differently, and you're only one of them yourself. So understanding the 4 personality styles, if you didn't see that training, go back into the group, search my name, and you'll see it from a week or 2 ago, where I break down the basic understanding of personality style selling and really understanding how to be versatile enough to show up to your client the way that they need you to show up. How do you communicate? Are you speaking to them the way that they understand? Because, for example, a driver and an expressive, or an analytical and an expressive, the way they make decisions and the way they like to be communicated with are night and day different. So we have to learn the 4 personality styles. We have to learn how to use them in our ability to understand who we're speaking with, and then learn how to integrate that into our sales process. There's a lot of great books on personality style selling, so I would highly recommend you jump on Amazon or Audible and pick one of those up. In addition to that, there is personality style test called the DISC test, DISC, and I believe on Anthony Robbins' website, he offers a free personality style test. And if you take that, it'll help you understand which personality style you are and how you can communicate best with the other personality styles. Remember that selling, communication is all about making the person you're talking to feel comfortable and confident. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to show up the way that they need you to show up and communicate the way they like to digest so that you can help them feel more comfortable and feel more confident so that you can move them towards making a wise decision quicker and easier with way less friction. Last thing I wrote down is he says, balance is a myth. Balance is a myth. He goes on to say that balance and broke both start with the letter B. To be really great at something, you can't be really great at everything. So balance is something we're always searching for, and it's something that I struggled with and still struggle with time to time. But I'm going to give you a little hack of thought process that's really helped me, and I hope that it can help you. Balance is when I'm on the road for work or when I'm in the office and my kids are home, I'm unbalanced because I frankly would much rather be at home playing Avengers or playing Barbie with my daughter or whatever it may be than being on the road working. So if I'm trying to find balance in that moment, it becomes really hard. But what I can do is get comfortable with sacrifice. See, when I sacrifice being at home to be with my kids and my family, to be a good business person and create a better life for them, I can digest that better and understand, okay, right now I'm sacrificing playtime for our future. I'm sacrificing playtime so that we can have a crazy trip here and so they could have a great college and maybe put them in private school and we can have nicer things and live a higher level of life. And at the same time, when I'm taking time off of work and I'm spending time at home with the family, I'm sacrificing being a good business person in that moment to be a great family person. So instead of trying to find balance, get comfortable with the word sacrifice and understand that you can't be everything. You need to be what's the most important things towards reaching your goals. So I hope that these 7 points resonate with you. I hope you took some notes. And if there's anything that I can do to support, please don't hesitate to ask. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.